Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Agents of Chaos Gaming, where order comes to die and chaos reigns. We are continuing our journey through Transformers War of Cybertron in the Autobot campaign. I am, of course, Crunch, and joining me I've got QB, Scotty,
All I'm going to say is, I'll be having words with my internet provider as soon as this recording is over.
and also returning from the, having not been here for a while, Noble.
Give me the cube, boy!
I didn't know that was a location.
Yes, it is a very fun location.
Not
Just
being here
off
for
in
a
the
while.
far, far distance.
Was he hiding the cube?
Anyway, last time we started our adventure with the Autobots, defending Icon, and we learned that Zeta Prime is apparently somehow still alive, despite having his chest torn out completely. So we're gonna go to Kaon Prison to try and find him. And I'm going to take a sideswipe for this mission. I know I said in the last one most of the Autobot campaign you can do with Optimus, but I learned my lesson after dancing with that stupid War Machine thing.
If I remember, he's voiced by Travis in this, too.
Prime, Optimus enacts a bold plan to allow himself and a few others to be captured by the Decepticons. The plan works all too well, and soon the Autobots find themselves en route to chaos.
I love how the plan works all too well, as if that's not suspicious.
Yeah.
This whole sequence is something. So I was watching a Let's Play of this game earlier while I was doing some practice runs, and one of the guys brought up a very interesting point. How is it raining on this planet?
Well, that's
Does Cybertron have enough water to support a,
Well, I mean, they don't need water. The only lakes that were on Cybertron were Energon lakes.
Have faith, Bumblebee.
Well,
So is that liquid
what?
Energon that's raining down?
Optimus is right. We've been in tougher spots than this. Wow.
Well, that would hurt like a motherfucker, because that would be unrefined energon.
It's literally acid rain.
Yeah.
well, one of the guys cracked a joke about it being just Autobot blood raining from spikes far up that you can't see, but even then, if you look up, that's a skybox.
I mean, obviously that's the tears of all the G1 fans who said Optimus Prime doesn't look like a square truck.
Your prisoners have arrived.
Soundwave gets a throne.
I know, I love
Deserves a
that.
throne.
And of course, you have laser beak there with
the
him.
old truck not monkey scenario.
So yeah,
Now,
so
Crunch, would you have been even funnier with that if it turned around and it just zoomed in on Trauma going, I've been expecting you, Optimus Prime.
I think the best part about this is like a week later, they're like he's back in that room in like a week.
What is this place?
After this is Fall of Cybertron, which he then goes immediately back into that throne room.
no, yeah.
But we know what happens that time. That time we meet a big friend.
So for this sequence, the only thing you can do really is rotate the camera. You can't really. Obviously, we're all tied up, so you can't really do much.
Oh yeah. Ironically, I played a sideswipe during this mission too when I played.
Optimus, this is all part of the plan, right?
Well, the funny thing is that normally I pick Sideswipe just because, you know, his starting weapon's the assault rifle, but ironically, you don't even have that.
Looks like I got here just in time.
Also, we've just been saved by Liam O'Brien.
Thank you, Air Raid.
Yeah.
The plan is working perfectly. By allowing ourselves to be captured, we've gained access to the prison.
The classic.
Better chance of saving Zeta.
If it doesn't respond, get the punch.
I'd like to make a dramatic entrance. Here, head into the service.
First,
ducts.
you don't
They should lead
succeed,
to the
beat
lower
the shit
prison
out of it.
levels. That's probably where Zeta's
Every
being
engineer's
held.
nightmare.
And we go.
That's out to
So I like how there's a prompt for air raid in trouble.
Where are they?
Yeah, poor air raid. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Optimus, we gotta help him.
Easy, Bumblebee. It's too great a risk right
I
now.
love how it's like, where are they? And they just hear from the vent, Optimus, we're going to him. Like, what?
But I promise we'll come back for air raid.
I would love if just one of them popped their head and went, uh-huh.
So I also love this detail. Our hands are still cocked like they have weapons, even
What is
though
this place?
we are currently
Air raid said
unarmed.
they were service ducts.
Yeah.
And yes, they are crawling with spiders.
Spiders! A giant region of spiders!
Thanks for the assist.
Assist. Mm-hmm.
So basically just go wandering through here until you get to this section.
Down and surprise them.
I sure wish I had a blaster right now.
The escapees, they're here!
Now we're talking. I hate sneaking around.
What's up, boys?
Hey, gun.
Quickly, Autobots. Take their weapons.
Of course, it only gives us one option for that, which is the photon burst rifle.
See it? It's horrifying.
I mean, it's not a bad weapon choice. I'd say it's my personal favourite.
We've got company.
Pretty decent little weapon.
Although I will say in Fall, my new preferred weapon is the neutron assault rifle. With the poke beta.
Alright, one other thing for this level is... You saw him with Soundwave earlier. Razorbeak just hangs out in a couple of spots in the level. You can shoot at him.
Yeah, you can do that in Fall of Cybertron too. There's an early mission where you can see Soundwave spying on the Autobots as a reference to G1 where he's like where he's team-posing on the Autobots.
Well, I'm just pointing that out for anyone who's there into achievement hunting.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh yeah, I forgot there's an achievement for taking out.
I think it's
There's 3 of them in total. That's where one of them is. I know where another one is. It's the second one where I forget where he was at. Despite having done that just recently. I think I remember the general area, but I don't remember exactly where he is.
So I think this is the first time we're seeing this special with sideswipe the tornado spin thing. I don't know if you had that on another character.
No, I don't think so, actually. I think... I want to say one of the Seekers in the Decepticon Jet mission had that special, but I was using a different one, so I didn't get to use it. This is what it
No,
does.
because
But I'm not going to do it here, why not? Basically, you just become a tornado attack. And, as you can see, it recharges very quickly.
you're spinning to winning.
it's the Beyblade from Dauntless.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Ooh, that does better than
As if I remember from the Seeker missions, Starscream has the jump up power up, same as Snag.
What, the hover?
Yeah, the hovers.
Yeah, I forget which one.
Thundercracker has the barrier, and
Crawler's main servo still.
I think one of them has the turret.
It's working. Down we go.
no, I think one of them has the cloak. I don't know.
Bumblebee, we're locked inside an enemy prison. surrounded by countless
Isn't the Decepticon Seeker that has the cloak the one that you can't
it is
actually
bad.
play as in the campaign? Which he doesn't exist there.
Let's crack some heads.
No, I'm talking in this game. It's fucking what's his name?
I work.
Starscream, Thundercracker,
And Skywarp.
Skywarp has the cloak.
I guess that's one way to make it seem like he teleports. That's always cool. Him making the face and the giant spire, that's always cool.
I was poking fun at it earlier how, like, in the Decepticon campaign, you have Starscream and Zeta Prime using giant full-body holograms, but then when Megatron does the hologram, he only does his giant head. And then you have this.
Yeah.
So, like, he just upped himself. So he's got this face and that face.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have ourselves a little arena fight sequence here.
It's also
Welcome to the Pets of Hell.
So this is actually supposed to be like the gladiatorial pit.
I think he did build the prison around the pit so they would fight to the death for his amusement.
That sounds alright.
That's what this is about. Revenge for what happened so long ago.
Don't flatter yourself, Optimus. What I do for all of Cybertron. My orbital station's Energon bridge is back online, allowing me to create an infinite supply of dark energon. I shall use that power to return our planet to its former glory.
At what cost, Megatron?
And with it, I'll take over the entire tri-state area.
There's a crossover I never thought I wanted. Assuming it hasn't happened already. Transformers mixed with frickin' Phineas and Ferb.
I mean, they had a crossover in Autobots.
I'd like the idea that the Perry Transformer is just a platypus, and the only thing that happens is there's a panel on the head that you lift up and you rotate it and you flip it back down, and it's the same panel with a hat on top of it now.
That would be
That's it.
perfect.
I mean, we were also talking. I'm pretty sure they did once have a giant robot fight in the show.
A platypus robot? A Perry the platypus robot?
No, my favorite bit is still
Platypus robot. A Perry the platypus robot.
there's a bit where it's like, your silly, girly dragon is no match for my manly Queen Elizabeth I robot. You mind if we could swap robots, please?
We will stay.
That show had so much magic to it. It was so silly at times, but it was so magical.
Yeah, I follow him on TikTok.
Yeah, he
And
does
they
a lot
just went
of.
to a zoo recently and actually saw real platypus finally.
I still remember the one time I was so bored at work, I came up with an entire Doofenshmirtz style monologue about him creating it in nature just specifically to remove a tree from his neighbor's yard because it blocked his view of the moon from his bedroom.
I think he did that once with a
literally-
billboard.
Like,
I
that
think
is very similar to how I made up that one Dark Knight's Batman. Where
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
that sounds so possible, it could be a thing.
Yeah, I was just really bored at work one day. I just started like monologuing in a pseudo or like a sort of Doofenshmirtz accent about him wanting to remove a tree from his neighbor's yard because it blocks his view of the moon.
No, that happened one time, I think, so there was a billboard blocking his view from his tower, so he's like, I built in the nature to get rid of it. Nothing else, no, I'm going to do nothing else, I just want to get rid of it, because it's ruining my view.
Yeah, I think I came up with it, which is called the tree removalinator or whatever.
Crunch, what was his depressing childhood backstory that was relevant?
It all started on the day of my birth. Neither of my parents attended my birth.
I love how that makes no sense, but it's Perfect.
I love how it's just the nurse holding him as like a baby and he's crying alone.
Also, I think the depressing.
offense, Optimus.
I think the only thing I
don't see
came
how
up
that's
with
going
for
to
that
help.
was just
Well,
literally
then
like
just
tied back into his one of
watch
his
and learn.
previous ones about him being a lawn gnome and the
Yes,
moon being
do
his
you
only
remember?
friend at night.
Remember the fact that like his dad made him dress up as a gnome?
You could do that? There is much you don't
Is that his nick?
Get all those prisons. Autobots, come and save us! Free us!
Also, think Crunch, isn't there one of these cells in this you actually see Jazz and RC?
So I believe Jazz is in one of these cells. Yes, he's doing. You can see him doing push-ups, which that makes no sense because robots don't have muscle fibers. I don't know where he is exactly, but I believe yes, he is in one of these cells somewhere.
You're not gonna free us!
Your freedom is near.
And then RC, I'm not sure either where she's at.
I think I know where they are, but another thing I just like this. You're not going to free us. I just like Optimus Prime says, why should I? I'm free.
But yeah, I do know.
I think it's in one of these cells out here, Crunch.
Just remembered one of my favourite Doofenshmirtz moments. It's the bit where he's dressed, is where Perry dresses up as another scientist, and he takes off his disguise, and he just says, "Dr. Wexler, you're a platypus."
Eddie the platypus in NATO.
I don't know why YouTube keeps recommending me clips from that show.
Because that show's gold.
Yeah, it just randomly keeps doing it every like couple of months.
Why not?
That guy, I do actually recommend watch the videos that the creator makes. The creator.
I think it's in there, Crunch.
Last one for me!
Let's see.
One of the cells has RC in it.
Go get him, Optimus!
I don't need that one. I don't need this one either.
A new sphere unlocked. That's good to know.
Maybe she's in one of the other ones.
Brutes, flank up from
Ooh.
behind.
And this is the only time in the game that they're actually referred to as brutes.
Come on.
10 to win. Crunch, I think that's good for you guys.
There we go. Got him. Trying to get one solid shot with the EMP shotgun on his back. That's all it takes.
Right, Crunch, go back there. There's a...
This one? This one?
No, there's one up to the top there, through that door, where Bumblebee is.
What, the one that just opened, or over here?
In there.
We're with you, Autobots!
Oh, there she is. That sure doesn't look like a dude frame to me.
This is... don't know if it's one of you.
But a back turn? Yes, he does. Come on. Why did I... Game, I don't remember asking for a melee attack. Why did you do that? There we go. Nope, one more.
Well, not if you
Come on. How many shots do you need? There we go.
I think Jazz might be in the one through there.
Oh yeah, no, this is him. Because I think this is part of his animation cycle. He like struts around the room for a little bit, then he'll start like doing push-ups or something if you watch him long enough. That looks like
got the wrong shoulder pad.
Huh?
He's got the wrong shoulder pad.
Isn't it? Huh. I like how we're just like trying to find the cameos, meanwhile there's a Titan out here shooting at me.
You're in the middle of a war and we're over here going, no, that's the wrong robot.
What's going on? There's a cell behind you. There's a red cell behind you.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. That one's got the right shoulder pads.
There he is.
167.
Yep, there he goes. Now he starts walking around, and then after a bit, he'll start doing push-ups again, which, as just stated before, what does doing push-ups do for a robot? Other than
1,
just be silly.
2, 3. I mean, Crunch, he might not be doing push-ups, he might be practicing his thrust.
Check me out now!
Anyway.
Alright, RC, time for us to make brand new protoforms.
He's got to keep. I was gonna say he's got to keep himself limber because his transformation takes a lot out of him.
Just grab the over
Seeing as he
shield.
literally break dances to transform.
Which is probably like one of the coolest ways to do a transformation. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, the breakdance and transforms are like my favorite.
Doesn't Breakdown also do that?
Yes, there's him, Breakdown, Jazz, and there's like one other.
Saw the sights, blasted some bad guys, the usual.
How
Don't get too
am I
cocky.
supposed to-
Suspect we aren't
Now we
alone.
get the cloakers.
Hey, what was that?
I do like how Sideswipe still has the over shield on. Testing. This is why you bring the big guns, so you can just spray and spray everywhere.
Right. Where are the controls to your cell?
You'll have to nullify 2 containment protocols, each with its own switch. But be careful.
They
Maybe more
want
of those
me to
cloakers
get-
in the tunnels.
Hold tight, Aaron. We'll
Maybe more is a understatement. Yes, there is more. But sort of the hitboxing for the cloakers is goofy in these tunnels. It's like you can see them zipping around like that, but even though you aim right at them, you can't hit them sometimes.
Oh,
So,
that goated.
well, I know, pretty sure I know why they do it that way. Because they're meant to psych you out slightly, but it's still dumb.
I hate these spiders.
Yeah, there's a sequence later on that they get very annoying in. And now, once you deactivate the
Now,
thingy,
to deactivate that shield.
this is where the cloaker starts coming out again.
Yeah, me running a screen share is not working well on mobile data.
Oof.
Rescuing you guys! Cannon air raid, we're working here!
I mean, it's not eating up that much, it's just not coming in too good.
Oof. Is that actually Travis doing Sideswipe?
I know it is in the sequel. I don't think it is in this one.
I'm gonna say, like, it doesn't sound like Travis. Is that, his voice is a little too high.
Yeah, I know he does it in the sequel.
These guys aren't gonna make it easy for us, are they?
Roger that, bro.
Bro? Are you serious?
Well, I can't just call you B all the time. That'd get boring. Sideswipe, let's talk and more shooting!
Cloakers are creepy looking when you actually, like, look at them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Their frames are so weird.
Yeah, it's why they decide to stay invisible most of the time. They're self-conscious.
You know, the funny thing is we're making jokes, but I can almost believe that to be real.
Good work, Autobots.
Well, I mean, let's remember that the only reason that Thundercracker is still part of the Decepticons is because he's afraid that Megatron would kill him. So the second Megatron becomes a good guy in the comics, not only does Thundercracker leave the Decepticons, he then adopts a literal dog and decides to write Hollywood movie scripts.
That is still, like, the best thing ever. Like, ever since you mentioned that before, it's just like, oh, that's so great. Also, okay. I have to wonder exactly, how is his body rearranging itself to make this work? Friggin' Sideswipe, all of his wheels are up, like, flip up into his shoulder area.
If
I
I
don't know.
remember, well, he was one of the ones that actually got a toy. And if I remember correctly, he had some faux parts
You sure you know where you're going, Air Raid?
Feel
in
free to
toy
venture out on
because
your
he
own,
couldn't
Cybertron.
recreate that
No one will miss you.
Just
real
ask.
life.
The control room is just up ahead.
But he transformed similar to Jazz's figure, if I remember correctly.
Shotgun.
Or no, he would have done differently because of how he formed. So.
Also, I do love how he actually has racing stripes. Like, I guess that's even the Transformers have the concept of the racing stripe.
Well, it's like Jazz's name is not actually Jazz when he's on Cybertron. It's something else, but the closest equivalent on Earth that he could find to it was jazz music, so he decided to name himself Jazz.
Oops, that was a mistake.
Did the ground just get all wavy?
Even though when you play him as him in Foley, it's just referred to as Jazz.
Yeah.
Continuity errors, what's that?
I mean, for all we know, we're hearing it translated to English. They could all just be speaking Cybertronian.
I mean, that's true. One of those fun situations. Also, I know there's a brute in the room. Shotgun. There we go, got it.
There. That console controls every cell in the prison.
Even Zeta Primes?
Well, no. According to this, Zeta's locked down in a maximum security bunker on one of the lower levels.
Let's give the Decepticons something else to think about. It's time to free our Autobot brothers. Who wants to do the honors?
Me, I'll do it. I mean, not like there's really much choice anyway.
I want to go and do the fight.
I want to push the button that lets everyone free.
They can take away our alt modes, but they can never take away our freedom.
Rebellion!
Hail Prime! Autobots, we must destroy.
I find it funny that guy says Hail Prime, even though technically Optimus isn't one yet, according to the game's logic.
He is in the eyes of a high council, which basically means that he is in the eyes of everyone because of political bullshit.
Wasn't part of the war supposedly, like, I think Optimus had been offered to become a Prime at this point, but he turned it down, or something like that?
Something like that.
I don't know, that was just something one of the guys mentioned in that video I was watching earlier.
I mean, I think the continuity goes, he was a clerk at the archives. He's seen what Megatronus was doing in the pits and believed in him. But when they went to the High Council, and after Megatronus became a politician, the High Council like taxed more when speaking, and that's what made Megatron, you know, go dickish. And so essentially, I don't know if they offered him the role of a Prime or just said, alright, we like the way you talk, just speak for us because we're a bunch of assholes. We're the rich people, everybody just follows us because we actually have the energon.
But, you know, you can't, even in space, you can't go without having caste system and civilization in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So my neutron rifle's out of ammo, apparently. I don't know.
Okay, little guy, you can stop shooting him in the face. He's no longer a threat. Thank you.
I do like how we have Air Raid along for the ride during this part.
Yeah, he likes being involved. He likes having something to do once in a while.
Come on.
he misses being important.
Is that in relation to the banter that in that mission?
No, it's just in general. If I remember correctly, he's one of the aerial bots that's part of Superion, and Superion basically like never gets used because they keep using Defensor. So he's basically never really needed because Silverbolt's more important. Because Silverbolt's the main part.
I think it's Silverbolt, Air Raid.
More fuel for the fire.
What is it? Can't remember the rest of them.
Air Raid.
Where the prisoners get out safe.
Of course, those are the two that I actually have cards of from the card game, and I don't have the others.
We're not leaving without Zeta Prime.
I thought Superion was in the
See you on the outside, Autobots.
Combiners expansion with Predaking.
He was. I only had 2 of his cards though.
Also, normally there's a Decepticon logo sitting right over there. And I think down here somewhere you can like see RC and Jazz again. Actually, isn't that Jazz right there?
I think so.
Yes.
So yeah, there's Jazz.
You can tell because he has wheel forearms and small square shoulders.
Yeah, I think RC is like somewhere else escorting prisoners or
What's the
something.
Viva la Revolution?
RC's putting in work being the Smurfette of the Transformers franchise.
Oh, that poor lady.
Well,
Isn't that before she becomes semi-important during Prime?
yeah. It's also technically a different character altogether.
Wait, really?
Was that G1 RC?
Yeah. Transformers continuity can't be super convoluted. Like, you know, there's 3 different Grimlocks.
Yeah, I believe that conversation sounds very familiar.
Yeah, because there's the RID 2015 Grimlock, which is a different character to the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, which is a different character to the comic book for Prime Grimlock.
And I also think there's the G1 Grimlock who hasn't been created yet because he was created on Earth.
Yeah.
One of Wheeljack's brainchild.
Yeah. The brain guy.
Yeah, this thing has 3 different turrets on it. And 4 turrets. And you've got like a couple of them have one of these guys pounding you on like 2 different sides. This is definitely a spot that's more designed for being co-op, just so that way you have like 1 person per turret.
Yeah.
But eventually you do get out of their range.
But yeah, if I remember correctly, there's completely different RCs. Because in the Fall of Cybertron game, or the Cybertron base game, you can't turn into a motorcycle.
It's the big finale.
So it would be impossible for her to have her motorcycle alt mode.
Well, isn't G1 RC a 4-wheeler anyway?
She's a 4-wheel pink sports car that's not based off of real people, because a lot of the newer guys that showed up in the G1 movie were just basically futuristic vehicles that had no real life counterparts, except for Hot Rod and like Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, because like Magnus was another truck, and then
Yeah, Magnus was just Optimus Prime with a different trailer.
yeah,
Literally.
Also, I do know in this. Oops, oh, that was a mistake. So I do know in this section that I'm trying to like split through, there is a laser beak in here somewhere. Also, I forgot to mention, but there is also one of them during the prison cell breakout. I forget where exactly he is in that sector, but there is one of them there. And then he shows up during this sequence. Which I've actually, last few times I've run through this part, I actually didn't go falling in the hole. Also, that's a cool miscoloration happening there.
That's a glitch.
Yep. I like it though, he looks cool.
Yeah. Also, if I remember, the sideswipe toy actually comes with a Cat Blaster weapon. Because a handful of the Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron figures actually came with the weapons from the game.
Nice. But yeah,
And
I
that
think,
was one
sorry.
We're not gonna make it. We'll make it. Keep driving.
Now he just changed colors again.
You know, he
They're
looks
blue.
good black and white.
Kind of looks like he's in 3D at the moment.
Yeah, is a thing.
Yeah, I think Laserbeak's on like one of these little like columns that's sticking up amidst all these grids. So if you're looking for, or if you're interested in that achievement, look around for him there. I don't remember which one, but I know he's on one of these. I was using a video guide for that. Also, I believe coming up, yeah, like right here, there's this, one of the Decepticon logos is like under this bridge normally. It's like down here.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I've never seen this color glitch before, but this is cool.
We made it!
Kind of load up.
He thinks this is the boss fight.
Yep, I believe this is what we were alluding to at the end of last video. Neutron rifle. Yeah, shotgun's not going to be as much use for me here. I'm going to take you. Also, I love how these two are back there fighting against the AIs. I'm like, guys. So,
Optimus, look! It's Zeta Prime!
Hey, look, it's the guy that we thought was dead. I hope nothing bad happens to him. Oh, that's a weird-looking boom bomb.
I love how he can apparently turn into that, even though all the missions where you play with him, he turns into a car.
Yeah,
That's a
even
little
in Fall of
odd.
Cybertron, like, you meet him and he's in that mode. And then you transform out of that mode.
So, for this boss fight, you mostly got turrets hanging around the room. You gotta shoot those first. And then once you knock all the turrets down,
Coming more turrets.
yep, they call more turrets down. And then once he finishes doing all that, he summons one of his little minions.
Yes, everybody. Frenzy is red, not blue.
Yeah, Ferber.
And I thought I was small.
Unless you're, you know, Takara Tomy. Then it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe I should have brought the different weapons. So what you want to do for this is basically take out his little minion.
She does heal.
so. And then shoot Soundwave like crazy.
The Soundwave is a good daddy and he takes care of his children.
Yeah.
Which they even make a joke about that with.
You dare hurt my child?
Now, everyone who wonders why I always swap the vehicle mode when Soundwave comes out, there's one thing I've learned with this is that, especially when the vehicle mode has machine guns on it, they tend to rip health way faster. There's a particular boss fight where this comes in very handy, much later on, but yeah.
Operation Disorientation.
The next one. He's got big hands for a little guy.
They're the pile drivers.
Yes, the whole time his little guys are out doing their thing. He'll be sitting. Soundwave will sit there firing sonic blast at you.
Now's our chance. Get him.
As you can see, Soundwave's health has been shredded like crazy with that.
You're dying, man.
Yes, I know. And I do know one of the turrets typically will actually drop a health cube when it breaks, and there it is. So thanks for that. That one blows out a lot of the Energon things.
Laser beat, DJ.
Yeah, that's another one.
The real nerds know the name of all 10 of his success.
Doesn't he have another bird?
He has 3.
Okay,
Yeah, there's Laserbeak and Buzzsaw, which are the 2 that are the same. Then he's got Squawk Talk, which is different. He's part of the Decepticon Combiners.
He's off the platform. Now's our chance.
Then he has Rat Bat, which is a bat, but it's also a flying thingy.
Yeah, I remember Rat Bat.
Yeah, Rumble and Ravage, or Rumble and Frenzy, which are his twins. Ravage, which is his cat.
Yeah, I remember Ravage.
Beast Fox, which is his gorilla.
A noble sentiment, Optimus.
Then you have Slugfest and Overkill, his dinosaurs.
Zeta, let's bring
Because that was a thing.
So I made that sequence with Laserbeak look really easy. Normally, last time I fought him, he gave me more trouble than that.
Till all are one.
Also, hey, like it's a council.
Times have grown desperate. The Autobots
Oh yeah, this is the scene where they decide to call him Optimus Prime in the games.
It is the Prime's directive to lead and protect.
Or in the game, I should say.
So it's your
Whereas
job
in
to
the
sit about and do
Now,
nothing.
you still reject
Yeah.
your calling.
But in the book, they just go, yeah, we're gonna
Long
make
have we
you
watched the other primes
Prime.
fall to their pride and greed.
go here
But
and
you, Optimus,
more than
your
likely you'll
courage
die,
and
but
wisdom
you'll be out of our hair.
transformed the
And
lives around
Megatron
you.
won't bother us, so
Megatron
fuck off.
has
Also, this is gonna
infected the very
piss
core of
Megatron
our
off because
world.
he thinks he
You
should be
must
Prime, so
journey
it's
to
gonna
the
split
core
you two
and
up, and you're
remove
gonna have a very emotional
failure
couples breakup.
doom us all.
I will accept the burden with all that I am.
I will accept the burden.
Optimus Prime.
Because I have
For
to,
you
because my
are the
name's in the
leader of
description.
Autobots. You are the last Prime.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
Also, I love how they
You're the last
basically
Prime.
they just do that while his predecessor's dead corpse is just laying there.
Yeah. The big thing is Zeta. I believe I mentioned this before. Actually, Zeta Prime isn't an official Prime.
Mm-hmm.
He became a Prime for the sake of basically political bullshit. Is the easiest way I can describe it. He was just a figurehead.
He was a puppet.
Yeah, he
I love
wasn't-
that.
Yeah.
But
He was
yeah.
the Ronald McDonald of the Primes, essentially. He does nothing actually, but he's the figurehead.
Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, that's the end of that level. Next time, we journey to the core. And as we mentioned before, we have Warpath, Ironhide, and now Optimus Prime as our playable characters. So join us for that adventure. Thank you.
Warpath loves explosions.
Thank you all for watching. We will see you guys next time.